Rolling camera. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Rolling sound. Give me a clap. Who are you?
I'm Warren. Full name Warren Edward Jones. Just born from my parents, John Warren Jones, Nellie Maria Jones, and it's a deep question. It's definitely a deep question of who am I? Question of self-discovery every day.
Rolling camera. Rolling in 3, 2, 1. Rolling sound. Who are you?
I'm Warren Edward Jones, and I am somebody who is learning myself every day. I could give different attributes about myself, where I'm from. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, United States. I could give my age, 32. I'm Black. All these different things, but do those things make me who I am? Or do I make those things? Underneath the skin and in the mind, in the heart, in what we define as a soul, who is that? Who is that? Is it the same person I was at 12, 22, God willing, 42? That's to be foreseen. So who am I? I am somebody who just wants to be. And I believe that's, at this moment in time, the most sincere way I can answer that question.
What was your childhood like, and what were some important lessons that you learned then that you carry with you today?
My childhood was secure. It was protected by the unbelievable sacrifice and diligence of my parents, John Warren Jones, Nellie Maria Jones. It was fun. It was your 90s millennial childhood. It was Power Rangers action figures. It was, little tornado warnings. It was, I can tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't cyberbullying and all the stuff that some children have to deal with today. It was love. It was certainly a lot of love. It was my truth. I knew that I was loved. And I'm sorry, can you repeat the second part of the question?
What were some important lessons that you learned then that you carry with you today?
The lessons of Oh my gosh. Uh Tenacity. The lessons of um kindness, strength, um waking up, going to sleep, to to you know, phenomenal people who it wasn't about like these grand feats of strength and diligence. It was more about the consistency. It was more about seeing it every day. It doesn't stop. The mission doesn't stop. And I carry that. I definitely carry that with me to this day. It's I don't know. It's like nothing can stop you but the word of God. Nothing can stop you but Him. If He so chooses. That kind of strength, that was imprinted upon me. Um, you cry through it, you work through it, but the mission doesn't stop. And in fact, the journey really is knowing what the mission is. So um, I'm forever grateful for that.
How does a flower grow?
Hmm. um, a flower grows with great care. Um, a flower grows with beauty and grace and energy from a singular, powerful source, the sun. And it kind of makes you reflect over how we grow. So um, without the proper care, you don't grow. So it definitely really makes you think.
Please give me a random number from 1 to 100.
96.
What was the most romantic and loving thing you have ever done for somebody?
Mm. Mm. Uh, um, the most romantic and loving thing. Um. Oh. Oh goodness. Okay, the most romantic and loving thing that maybe I feel that I did. I don't. I I wrote my high school sweetheart a song. Um. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if it was the most romantic thing, but it's just something that definitely is one of the first things that pop ups into my mind right now. I wrote her a song. Um, it was it was written over the melody from uh Snoop Dogg's Sexual Eruption or whatever that song was called. And I just replaced the lyrics and I made sure I kind of like sung it to myself to make sure it was on beat and everything like that. And the only thing I can really think about right now is I'm kind of sad because I don't know what happened to that song. um, but it was written with the utmost care and affection, and yeah, just it kind of invokes it makes me remember who I once was and how I used to love.
Please give me another number from 1 to 100.
51.
What would you consider your greatest accomplishment so far?
I would consider my greatest accomplishment to be survival. Not only survival, but to thrive, um, to is in this world we live in, um, with the circumstances that some of us have had to encounter. Um, I feel like, okay, boom, I was raised, I guess, lower middle class, you know, black community, um, you know, pretty decent student, elementary school, middle school, high school, go off to college, um, major in computer science, this, that, and the other. And I could name, I guess, any number of moments as like a singular feat of accomplishment. But the overall mission excuse me, to survive, to stay adhered to the mission of excellence, um, to make sure that I'm healthy in mind, body, and spirit. I feel as though that's my up until this very moment, my single greatest accomplishment. There's so many moments where something else could have happened, another choice could have been made, and I would very easily not be here.
Please give me another number from 1 to 100.
44.
What's the most exciting thing that's happened in this past year?
The most exciting thing that's happened this past year. Well, uh, thank God that God has gave humanity another year. We're in 2023, and so far, in January of this year, what's been the most exciting thing? Um, hmm. Uh, One of the most exciting things, I guess, for me is yet to happen. I will simply be getting my first facial uh, next no this week, this Friday. Just taking care of myself. Very excited to uh taking my skincare to the next level. I'm very excited Otherwise, every day of being able to be, of every day of being able to live freely is another day of excitement for me.
Please give me a final number from 1 to 100.
77.
If you could be anywhere other than where you are right now, where would you be and what would you be looking at?
I I would find myself, for some odd reason, somewhere in the Arctic. I don't know, but something calls me there to be looking at the stars somewhere in the Arctic. I don't know. I don't know. Uh, Being somewhere else right now, it was many images that came to mind. A rainforest, a nice beach, the Sahara Desert, many places, but for some reason, the Arctic pulsated the most. uh, who knows? Consciousness, right? I don't know.
How do you find meaning in your daily experience? What propels you through life?
Uh, for me personally, when it comes to finding meaning with just life, and like I said, uh, it wasn't like explicitly taught to me. My parents didn't say like, Warren, we've worked so hard for you and for you to make sure you live a decent life. Um, I don't know, something in my ears, something, call it God, call it spirits, ancestors, whatever you want to call it. It was that was just imprinted upon me from a very, very young age. I ultimately feel like I lived my life for those who came before. And I owe it to them. I owe a debt to live my best life every day at all times. Um, and I feel like I have a mission to um, raise the bar, raise the standard of excellence for those who are yet to come. So that's what drives me.
What has the experience of living been like for you to this point? What can people learn from your life?
Um, Living for me has been a series of choices, ups and downs, trials and tribulations, and many lessons in between. Um, I feel like ultimately I hope to imprint upon my fellow human beings the understanding of love, grace, of empathy. Um, that's what I hope I mean to people. Um, I believe it's above all else, with everything else going on in the world and in human civilization, is the one base that keeps us adhere to each other, that keeps us moving forward. Love and grace.
So this is the big question, and the reason we're all here. Life is fleeting. We never know when it's our time. If these were the last words you ever recorded, what would you want to say about your life and your legacy?
I hope I meant something to somebody. I hope I made an impact in somebody's life. I hope this tiny little morsel of existence that I've experienced made a difference somewhere, somehow. And ultimately, I've enjoyed myself. So there's still a lot to do, but to those who have experienced me, and to those I have experienced, it was and it is an honor. It is an honor.
So I'll ask you finally, who are you?
I don't know. Sometimes I think I know. But right now, in this very moment, on this day of January 25, 2023, I don't know. And that's okay.
Thank you so much for your time.
Yep. Thank you.
All right. That's a wrap.